Like some people even say that you sound like a girl on the phone, which I think is actually probably a good thing.
It's probably okay. Yeah, people, unfortunately, I guess, it can be a compliment. But anyway, yeah, lots of people do. They call back and they're like, I spoke to this lovely girl. I think it was Victoria. And
All right, guys, what's going on? Another video right here. We have Victor Carpe, top sales guy probably in the world, but at least here at Yard Dogs. This guy can sell the dirt. He can sell grass. He's been selling like the dirt life since you're what, in grade 10?
Ever since I was in grade 10, 3 years of skipping out of school and exams to sell the dirt.
Yeah.
That's what the dirt life's about.
Right, this guy right here, he beats all the sales records. We've had like other people come in trying to compete with Victor. Victor usually destroys him 2-1, so it's very hard to beat Victor. We're gonna be listening here to a call that Victor did. A very, very good sales call. Why don't you tell me just a bit about the call?
Yeah, sure. So this person of ours, Eric, was calling in, and we have a wide variety of services on the website. We have one service that's $49 called a soil test. And so he was looking to book in a soil test, and the objective of the call was to transition him from booking a soil test to a $400 package. So this video is how you do it.
Let's do it.
Good afternoon. This is Victor here with the lawn care company Yard Dogs. How are you doing today?
Good, Victor. Yourself?
I am doing excellent. Thank you so much. And how are you doing today?
Hi. No, I'm in Calgary, and I was looking at getting my soil tested, my lawn.
Oh, okay.
And just so everyone knows, we don't do individual soil tests. You can book it with a package, but we don't just do a one-off soil test and then call it a day. They got to book it with a package.
Yeah.
And somehow I think I came across that you guys could do sort of a bit of an analysis and tell you what you need. Or is that something you guys do?
Yeah, so basically our soil tests are $49. We take samples from every part.
So that's one thing I always do when somebody's calling in to book a service. If it's a $80 service or it's a $50 service like the soil test, and we're only going to sell that if they purchase a package, it's an add-on to an existing package, not just a service on its own. You want to tell the person right away within the first minute of the call that they're not looking at this small minuscule price of $50. That no, if you want to get this single service, you got to get a full package, because if you don't do that, number one, if they're a cheap person and they're not a worthwhile client, you're going to talk to them for 4 minutes, tell them they have to get a package, and then they're going to hang up and say, no, we don't want that. So you've just wasted your time as a salesperson that could have been going to potential customers that are going to be worthwhile and pay a lot. And if you don't say that at the beginning and lead them on for 5 minutes and then tell them after, if they're a good client, they're going to feel kind of lied to and misled, because you went on for 5 minutes implying that we could do just the service by itself, and then you tell them, oh, actually, you're going to have to pay an extra $200 for a package. So you want to let them know right off the bat, because if they're a bad client and they don't want to pay, you're not wasting your time, and if they're a good client, you're not wasting theirs, and you're letting them know right away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you go qualify them like right away.
Okay, well, so, yes, we live in a typical older neighborhood, not older, but Canyon Meadows in Calgary, a bit older. And the lawn is all right. I fertilize regular, aerate, but it's just not coming in very. It's like an old lawn, right? So I don't know. Is there something I'm missing? That's why I was thinking doing the analysis. So your analysis could tell us what we need, what we're short of.
Well, I'll tell you what. If the lawn is a little bit thin and it's just bare, I personally wouldn't even recommend a soil test. I just recommend our best-selling package, the St. Bernard. When it comes to older neighborhoods, the reason that you don't have that traditional, green lushness is because, number one, Calgary soil is more alkaline. We're in a drier climate. So the best pH for growing the type of golf grass you're looking for is a pH of 7.
Yeah, no, pretty good. Yeah, just giving the explanation, really good, dove right into it. But yeah, you're only at 4 minutes right now. And right there, it went from soil testing right now to explain like the best-selling package. And that's within 4 minutes, not within 10 minutes of getting to the point,
Yeah, and we'll see if I mention this in this call, but one thing I always tell somebody who's like, oh, we want to get an aeration, and then 2 months later, we're going to assess the state of the lawn to decide if we want to add anything else. Oh, we'd like to start with a soil test, wait 2 months, and then decide what we're going to do with the lawn. If
Yeah.
you're booking one service in the spring or one service in the summer, and you're going to reassess 2 months later, guess what? You're going to be having a crappy lawn for the
Yeah.
entire summer, for the fall.
Yeah.
Next year, you're going to be back to square one. So I always tell people when they're booking in or looking for a service, don't waste your time getting a one-time service
Yeah.
and waiting 2 months thinking it's going to
Make everything-
make
yeah.
everything better.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you have a window right now to make your lawn green and beautiful.
Yeah.
Don't miss out on this window. If you miss
Yeah.
out on this window and you just get a one-time service and wait,
Mm-hmm.
and if you don't tell the client that and you're like, okay, I'm just going to take the $100 and, you know, not try to get them for a $500 service, you've done a disservice to your client, because now your client is not going to have a good lawn at the end of the season. They're going to be much less likely to, you know, book with you again next year. So on that
Yeah.
first call, you got to get them for something expensive because it'll make their life better. They'll have a good lawn. They'll want to come back next year. If you just do a one-time service and there's no results, they're not going to come back next year.
Hell yeah, man. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So you don't skip the test altogether, sort of wing it. What you guys?
Well, you know, if the lawns, if you're like looking at your lawn, you're like, I have no idea why it's looking this bad, then okay, soil test could be worth it. But I'm just saying, for most Calgary lawns, the soil test isn't super insightful. It's kind of the same solution for most of them if your lawn's just not looking the greatest.
Yeah.
That's something also important. I don't know. Again, it's just expectations with somebody on the phone line. There's a lot of people who switch to our company because they're unhappy with the current provider for saying you're going to be getting results in July and August for our services. Here in Alberta, where we're from, it's plus 28, plus 30 degrees in the summer. It's very difficult to get new growth growing when your water just evaporates. So it's always important to give realistic expectations to your clients for when they're seeing results.
Yeah, because if they cancel, then then your commission gets withdrawn as well, right? So you got to make sure that
Yeah.
you're not just overselling for the sake of selling.
Yeah.
You got to sell it, but you got to promise like a little bit of stuff, obviously, right? But you can't overpromise, or else you're
Yeah.
just gonna screw them over, but also screw yourself over too.
Yeah, screw yourself over, screw them over, and screw yourself over next year. And then also, like, when you work in a tight-knit office and you're all caring about the customer experience, as a sales rep, if I oversell and overdeliver, it's going to make our customer service reps mad at me, and that's not something I want because they're working right next to me. You have to pass on clients who have realistic expectations. So in this guy's case, it was important to say you don't see the rejuvenation in the summer. The fall and the spring are the best times for growth. You're booking midsummer. These services that help to fix your lawn are going to be taking place in the fall. Don't anticipate a magical solution before then. You're going to gradually see improvement, but it is going to take the whole of that winter for the seeds to stay dormant, following the instructions on the seed parcel to get what you want.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let me think about. Maybe we'll just do it more in the fall
shit.
then.
Yeah, it's still worthwhile. The sea kelp treatment kind of helps to prep, and that the sea kelp treatment happens in July. Same with the very first fertilizer treatment, and those are kind of all setups towards a successful fall. And then if you
So the reason here I said setups to a successful fall is because this guy said, let me think about it. And he mentions later on that he just wants to book for the fall. If the rejuvenation's coming in the fall, then let's wait till September. Call me back then. There'll be a better price. So it's important here to mention the sea kelp fertilizer sets it up for success.
Yeah.
wanted to just get fertilizer.
And sorry, just to pause
worries.
here. This is something I'll always do in a call. As soon as I give them a quote for a super expensive package, and they're like, "Let me think about it," I immediately downgrade to the smallest package ever. Not because I
Really?
want them to get that, but what it does is it throws them off guard. They're on the phone thinking in their head, "Okay, this guy's pressing me to buy a $400 package. This guy's just about selling." When I respond with, "Hey, let's start at something that's $180. It's our smallest package. It's a lot cheaper." In their head, they're like, he just tried to sell me for the cheapest package. They're not trying to get me to pay the most. They're just wanting to do whatever's best for me. And then
Interesting.
after that, it takes away the insecurity and the fear that you're just going for the biggest package.
Yeah.
Then as you see, he'll book for it.
Cool.
St. Bernard now. That.
See, right after
Yeah.
that, he says, all right, the St. Bernard
Yeah.
goes back to that.
St. Bernard is like the
winter
higher
now,
tier package.
That should be done in the fall.
And I always mention this on calls when people ask about the pets and stuff.
Yeah.
There's so many people who are they're crazy about the environment, which is a good thing. We don't want to do any harm to it, and they have this ill-conceived thought in their head that the weed control is gonna kill their dogs or something. It doesn't. So I always take away their fear by saying, don't let your dog lick the weed after it's been applied.
For sure, yeah.
Like that's as far as it goes, you know?
Yeah,
Like, once you
exactly.
get that in their head, it's like, just wait the proper amount of time. There's nothing in there that you have to be worried about. Just don't let your dog lick a dandelion that has spray on it. you know?
Exactly. Pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about, yeah. And that was probably something I did wrong on this call. I should have just said at this moment, you know what, you may as well get the soil test as well just to be sure. It wouldn't hurt, but at least you have the process going for good results.
Yeah. I think it's really good. I think a big thing too is that you're not speaking in like these like stupid technical terms of like, you know, oh yeah, lawn, sun, rejuvenation, soil, like all this, and like you're just speaking in very simple terms of like benefits. Like your lawn will be the best in the block. Your lawn will recover. If your lawn is thin, it'll become like very beautiful. Like you're just going for like
Yeah.
the straight old fashioned to the point talk about
Yeah.
benefits.
People like that. They don't want
You know?
their time wasted. And when
Yeah.
you talk in all of this like high IQ language about lawn care,
Yeah.
people feel like you think you're better than them. When somebody's talking on the phone, they're like, it's lawn care, it's simple. Why is this guy trying to use PhD language to sell
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
me an aeration? Like, that's stupid. Just get to the point. When
Yeah.
he asked about the aeration, he said, I've already had a spring aeration done. Do I need a fall aeration?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't answer with like, the University of Athabasca did a study that when you do aeration 2 times a year at the optimal timing during the fall and the spring, it helps boost microorganisms.
Yeah,
by, like,
exactly.
I just said,
Straight to the fucking point.
I said, hey, well, you know, it's up to you, but fall aeration would make your lawn look even better.
Exact. And cut her out. Good. Pause. Done.
Silence and then
Yeah.
fall aeration is good to be included.
Interesting. Wait, if you were to tell the camera, like, just like, what's the one thing that makes you so successful in selling like lawn care? 'Cause not a lot of people can do what you do. What's the one thing that you would give like some advice to people watching?
It's hard to anybody who's selling lawn care for the first time.
Not even like lawn care, just selling
Yeah,
in general.
Selling in general. It's hard to narrow it down to like one tip in particular. Like I'd say for myself, what I think makes my calls successful and gets people booking right away is I'm straightforward. I'm telling them what they want to hear. I'm not adding anything else. As soon as you start to add all of this other useless information to
Yeah.
a sales, that's just added stuff. That's like they ask a question and you answer with an answer plus 4 other things that weren't relevant.
Yeah.
They can just sense that you have a fear. They in their head they're thinking, I asked for a 1-sentence answer.
Yeah.
This salesperson is talking for 2 minutes about answers that aren't even related. It kind of makes me wonder if why is he nervous that I'm not going